So, you set up the ship, and you start sailing. Any conversations you have just as the ship starts to break away from the mainland?
I will walk over to Vail. And I'm like, it feels like every time we meet new people, they just get stranger and stranger. I mean, now we've got a walking cat and a woman with rubies for eyes. I mean, are we like the only normal people around here?
I think we are the most normal, yeah. I mean, that's always been the way, though. I mean, Melody wasn't normal. Haven wasn't normal. Amelia, I mean, she was not normal. Did you see the way Indira spoke to that dragonborn?
Yeah.
The way she put her axe down? Whew.
Easy, tiger.
No, I simply I mean it as a form of respect for a captain who demands respect.
Fair enough. Yeah, I need to go thank her. She stuck her neck out for me, and she's known me for all of 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, I mean, yes, but look at you.
What do you mean?
Well, she probably has quite a strong protective instinct for you, because you're weak like a little baby.
Thank you. Maybe I'm the only non-weird one around here.
Well, I think I'm quite normal too.
Sure.
Okay.
I put my hands on the edge of the ship and look out towards the water.
We will find a baby for you to arm wrestle then. We see who wins.
Yeah.
I choose the baby though. I will choose a dragonborn 6-year-old. He will beat your hands down.
Walk away, son boy. Walk away.
Only because I have things to do in the boat, because you are useless. And he walks off and starts coiling some ropes.
So weird. I really should not have gotten rid of my goblin nipples. I really need those. Hard cut. Hard cut. Hard cut.
I get it. I'm just laughing. I'm enjoying it. Because it's you're level 5 adventurers. I'm actually not going to make you roll for this very short voyage. This isn't even going to take you. You're going to get to where you
roll,
need to go
damn it.
in night. No, that's a long voyage. This is just to the next island on. So went to drop off supplies and talk to people and stuff. On this journey, Vail actually does prove that he's pretty damn useful. When he starts navigating, Derek, you didn't need to know the navigations. You can do that. You've done this a bunch of times, but he hasn't. So when he goes and starts navigating, he actually proves that he does know what he's talking about. And like he said, when he's not doing that, he's fast. He's going around, he's doing the rigging, he's making sure the ship works more efficiently, much more efficiently than it does when it's just you. I mean, you can sail the ship just you, but it's useful. Even actually Knight is being pretty damn useful. He's learning very quickly what to do. And Vale is kind of barking commands, being, no, not like that, no, this kind of not like... and Knight is learning and enjoying it the whole time.
Indira would be pretty hands-on, and she would soften considerably towards them as they proved competent.
Good.
I'm probably not that competent.
No, you
I'm
aren't.
probably sitting around playing the lute. And...
Yeah, you're playing
Sitting on the deck with a single candle, staring at it.
From what I understand,
sadly.
From what I understand of the Scarlet Dawn, 3 is more than enough.
Yes.
To run the ship anyway.
It's one of those things where you can sail with just you. It just kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So.
You're doing great, guys.
It's dark, kind of evening time when you actually reach the next island on, which is the Isle of Danbo. It's not a merchant city-state like Tron. It's a small tropical island that has a town on it of people. There's not really anything that sets this island apart other than there's people here. But of course, it's a place to stop the boat, and Indira has her reasons for going here. Mostly, I assume, just kind of unloading and reloading supplies and stuff.
Are there rich people?
This is definitely one of those islands where there's like a couple of rich people that kind of maybe not even run the place, but very much like they have villas on top of the hills.
All right.
Before the
And
forest and stuff.
is there a like poor, destitute community as well?
Not horribly poor, but to the extent of, very clearly, people living in brilliant wealth, getting things brought in by sea, and then just locals who
Nobody
very much
like
don't...
begging in the street or anything?
There always is. There
Okay.
always will be. The locals here live fine, but they live a little bit more off the land than maybe than very much than the people on Tron do. They are when you come and arrange like there's people spearfishing and stuff where people don't really do that on Tron because they don't need to anymore, stuff like that.
So on voyages, when there's downtime, Indira definitely she does a lot of net fishing, and it's more fish than are gonna stay good and that she and a crew could eat. So on every place that she stops, she's going to bring fish to people that are begging and ask about the wealthy people and if they're like an oppressive people, if they have slaves, stuff like that.
Oh, they
Knight
definitely do.
Knight is
Okay.
definitely joining in with that and helping out as much as he can. That's
Awesome.
his thing.
You give your excess fish to the people of this dock while you're tied up here, and they're very appreciative, and they will tell you that people here have slaves because this is kind of in the satellite of Tron, and in the culture of Tron, slavery is normal. It's commonplace. It's important very useful you brought it up because those laws that was mentioned about Gil'win, literally when you owe money, you are sold into slavery, but usually whoever you owe money to, whether it's just a business or a sailor or whatever, will essentially own you, and you work for them until you work off your debt, and then you go back to your life. And people are usually fine with it. They, like, when you're asking about it, they really don't bat many questions, because the people up there, they own the island, Well, they needed excess food because there was a bad winter, and so now their mother works for the man on top of the hill. That's normal. That's just how it is. They don't question it. Of course, to Indira, I mean, it's still horrible. Yeah. It's
Indira doesn't like the S word.
Yes. In some other communities, like in Tron, some people become gladiators. It's pretty much anything you can do. Sometimes they use, say, servant more than slave, but yeah, it's incredibly commonplace. So there are slaves on this island. There are slaves on the dock, like working on the dock.
Okay. And is there like a place where records like that are kept, like of who owes who what money?
Very much so. They would be on every island, yeah.
All right. So Indira, before, like right after anchoring down, Indira calls everybody into like her captain's quarters.
Yeah. How are your captain's quarters decorated, Indira?
Lavishly. She has things that at least appear to be fine things. She likes beauty. She's very into things looking nice, and you can tell by like silks that are or at least satines that you would easily mistake as silks, hanging from the walls, and like her bed and stuff is very like mini pillows, and also trophies. There are trophies from people that she's killed in the form, or well, not people that she's killed necessarily, but people that she's like
Defeated.
won against. Yeah. So you'll see hands maybe, and like rusted old weapons, maybe like an old defunct revolver, stuff like that, decorating her captain's quarters.
Absolutely.
Knight comes in, he's immediately looking around with those things with interest and seems to be distracted rather than actually listening, from at least initially.
Wow, this is a nice room.
Do all
I trust you're finding your quarters accommodating.
Yeah, there's no hands in there, but I can sleep in there.
We could get you some hands.
Oh, I would be most interested in hearing the stories behind some of these hands. You seem to have lived quite for life.
Yeah, quite. All right, gentlemen. I've realized that it's unfair of me to have taken you on without informing you what I did. If you all are interested in staying on, I have a task.
Forgive me if I am wrong, but it sounds a little bit to me like you're saying that if we do not do the task, we will not be allowed to stay on. Which seems a little bit unfair considering that you have told us that once we have left the previous island, and now our chances of getting another ship are even slimmer.
If you'd like to stay on as my crew, we're going to have a task to complete.
Right, okay, just clearing that one up. That's all, just clearing the air.
I'll make sure you're taken care of, but I can't have a crew that won't help me with my mission as well.
I always have ears for an interesting task or two.
There's a building on this island. In that building is records of debts that are owed and people that are to be enslaved to work off those debts. I don't take kindly to these pieces of papers, and we're going to destroy these documents by cover of night. It'll be easy. That's our task.
Okay, Gil'win,
Yeah.
maybe you should say, you know, the thing. Well, you see, currently I owe Gil'win some money, and so we feel it would be rather hypocritical of us to destroy papers regarding debt, seeing as I am in such debt.
Are you a slave to this man? Is that what you're telling me right now?
Indira, he has this thing in his head where he thinks I actually care about the money he owes me. But this slave thing, I mean, it's way more than we signed on for, and way more than we thought you would sign on for, if I'm going to be totally honest with you. We were just looking for some fucking treasure.
And we'll get you your treasure, but we're going to take care of some things on the way. That's all.
You know, I'm just not entirely comfortable. It feels a little forced. I know you are giving me another option, but really, is it another option to be marooned here? You know?
Knight draws a card, smiles at it. I believe we could, or at least I can assist you in this task. Admittedly, my talents are rather better suited to such tricks during the day rather than the night, but I have some talents that I could lend. And really, for passage, surely a small, simple task like this would not be beyond the two of you, gentlemen.
It's a small island.
Of course, it is your own prerogative. I would not take that away from you. But this seems to me to be the guidance of Lady Luck.
See, the thing is, I'm not going to ask you for coin for passage. I'm going to ask you for this.
If both of you are in debt in some way, shape, or form, not being asked for coins seems an ideal situation, yes?
I mean,
I want to make something very clear here. If we go to this building and we are burning it and I get attacked by some innocent guard, I will kill them. That is how I operate. I am just, you know, we're clearing the air here, and I was a pirate, okay? I've said it. I've killed many people.
She touches your face, and she's just like, what do you think I am?
Vail looks straight down. Oh boy.
Is when you look around this room a bit more, it's very piratey. It's incredibly piratey.
It's like, what do you think I am? And he's like, oh yeah. Oh, hands.
She grabs the hand and touches your face with. No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't do that.
Well, beckoning others to an early death is not my normal style, but if that is what luck brings them, then it cannot be helped.
I promise you, you will never kill somebody who's innocent, okay? You will never kill somebody who's innocent under my captain.
I'm glad you
Under me as
added,
captain.
added that last bit, because, you know, the first bit is quite frankly untrue for me, you know, so.
I think she means from this point on.
Yeah, which was clear when
Under my direction,
yeah.
you will never be forced to kill an innocent person.
Well, you said
These
forced.
people are slave owners. They are people owners. And I won't stand for that.
What do you think, Gil?
I mean, she's right. It's despicable. But
I mean,
So let the morals guide you.
we don't have the coin.
she's really good. Really,
But at the same time, if we don't pay the coin, she can't put us into debt, because then we'd become a slave, and that would go against our morals.
Oh no, I'm destroying the documents and the buildings that the documents are held within, so.
Destroying the buildings now.
Seems the easiest way to dispose of the documents, yes?
So, how do you intend to pull off this terrorism?
Terrorism is a strong word, but. And she unfurls a map in front of you. We'll start strategic fires in these buildings, as you can see, here. We do have, people on this island that look on me rather favorably as I bring them food. And I'm sure that we could speak to them about maybe creating a diversion. Really, it's an in and out job. It's not going to be hard.
I mean, if you struggle to find people who are capable of making a diversion, I myself am rather excellent at that, but to give us more options, as it were.
So basically, the plan is to distract the relevant parties and then burn a whole load of shit to the ground.
One building.
One building, a lot of documents.
Yeah.
How big is the building?
How
You
big
can
is the
see it.
building, Ollie?
You can actually see it because the town on this island is pretty close to where you're docked, and there's rainforest behind, right? It's kind of it's 2 stories, but quite small on top of each other, and it's mostly wood. A little bit of baked earth for some of the structure. Adobe. That won't burn so much, but the wood would burn, and then that would just collapse the building in on itself. If you set it on fire on the inside. So it doesn't look very
That'll
hard to
burn.
burn down.
Forgive me. This might sound
Hey, Vale, give me a perception check.
ignorant. What would stop them from making new documents? How would these people be free once we just ban some paper?
On top of that building, the document building, the records building, is a small little shade. And under that shade appears to be someone with a bow. But they're this is clearly a job. They're a guard. They're just relaxing there. Clearly there's not much trouble in this town. They are not very much paying attention. They got a torch.
It's going to slow it down. It's going to slow down the slavery. We are freeing the slaves that are currently held captive, and short of killing a lot of people, we're not going to be able to just end slavery. So I'm doing my part to make sure that the current slaves are free. Oh, this is what I do.
And so I'm not being judgmental. I'm merely asking so I know what's going to happen.
Hmm.
When we burn these papers, they get to walk away. There's a negotiation period. We tell them, stop it, you're being mean.
Oh no, we just burn and leave.
And then we just hope that they get away.
I mean, they're gonna get away. The records are destroyed.
But they're still on this small island, right?
It's a small island, but nobody has those documents memorized.
They'll...
If I could just have a moment to talk to Gil.
By all means.
He like pulls him in.
Sidebar.
So, what you're thinking is that this plan is a little bit doomed to fail?
Yeah. But she says she does this stuff all the time, so...
Gil'win, who cares? It gets us out of having to pay for travel. What if our plan is, questionable? We are not Amelia. Who cares about the contract?
I don't... We have things to do.
I get that, but, respectfully, she has quite a lot of trophies, and maybe I do not want to have to fight her if she gets annoyed, because let's be honest, you will not be fighting her.
Well, thank you for that dent to my self-confidence, but I don't think she will fight us. I think she'll just let us go.
Yes, onto this piece of shit island with nothing here, and no boats other than ours. No ships, at least. I do not wish to row all the way to this island.
No, that's fair. I'm just kind of... I wish I could just get to A. To B from A for once. You know?
Well, for that, we need coin. Some might say treasure.
We need treasure to get treasure.
So, for the first time we're getting treasure, we're bound to run into these technical difficulties, like a beautiful, angelic, benevolent person wishing for us to burn down a perfectly good building in an act of terrorism. These things just happen.
I'm on their side. I don't think terrorism's a little strong.
Well, I feel like it's difficult for us to call it anything else.
Yeah, well...
Vigilanteism.
Look, you think we can do this? Then we'll do it.
But stick close to me, no?
Yeah, of course.
I'll make sure we get out of there, okay? If things go sideways, and I'll be honest, I do not believe that these people possess a better fighter than me. Look, by tomorrow, it may just be you and me and the others standing on a mountain of corpses. But hey, job done. Slaves are free. No? That's right. He slaps on the back, and turns around and says, "We will do it."
Vil, spinning back around. Just one more. Both of these people stuck their neck out for me almost instantly.
Right. Yes.
Do not just abandon them if they need help. They don't seem like they need help, but if they do...
Oh, no. I did not... I mean, Endura, I'm not going to leave her behind. And I really am. I'm a cat person,
Sure. Okay, and I spin it back round. He persuaded me, we'll do it.
So pleased to hear. So, the fires. Here, and here.
She points to, like, the four corners of the building, because it's not very big. It's like, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
We have lamp oil. We have torches.
Would be kind of useful if you had a cannon, no? We could just blow it up.
It's interesting you say that. The ship does not have a cannon. But just so you know, for armaments, the ship does have 2 mounted crossbows. They do a little more damage than your average crossbow because they're dual-barreled. They're well made.
Oh.
And we can make flaming arrows.
The funny thing about these sort of flaming ballista bolts is the way they streak through the sky. They leave very little doubt about where they are coming from, you know?
That's only for if we can't get in and out of there without being seen.
Oh, if it's without being seen, I believe we won't have much trouble.
That is ominous. Why would you say it like that,
I
Matt?
enjoy you.
The blessings of my lady are many, and among them are the ability to evade the eyes of others, let's say.
You are incredibly charismatic.
Why, thank you, Gil'win. Why, thank you.
So, Indira,
I
just to go over the plan once more, you want us to inconspicuously burn a place to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, that doesn't work. We'll go to plan B, which is very conspicuously burn a place to the ground. With giant crossbow bolts.
Well, it certainly follows through with our original objective.
I mean, really, you could consider to call these ballista bolts, you know, just because of the size.
Are you going to be pedantic
It's
now?
not that big.
It's not that big. Oh my god, we are doomed.
They do more damage than your average crossbow, but it is really just a mounted heavy crossbow.
She touches your face again, and she says, "Oh, my dear boy, it's not about the size."
Yeah, saw that coming.
Vail, he blushes a darker shade of sort of bronze.
So, you said you'd like to do this during the day. I can get behind that. Fire is harder to spot during the day.
It was an option that I wanted to make available to you. Please, you appear to be the mistress of this sort of...
No, I'd love to know what you have to say, by all means.
Well, I mean, a simple distraction could pull many guards off us, or at least any attentive guards at the, say, front gates or something. I am excellent at such distractions. Using that time, you sneak in, set the fires. I will admit it is perhaps slightly more dangerous for the, the non-innocents in the building, because they would potentially still be in the building. I presume they're not going to be in the building at night. So that is really up to you, whether or not you think that is...
It's not that big. It's more or less like a record storeroom. This is a small island. It's unlikely to be staffed permanently at night, and especially at night. Just logic that level 5 characters would have, right?
I feel that we should conduct this as a night raid. I feel more confident in ability to hide, and I don't know whether you noticed, but there is a sentry on the roof. It would be extremely difficult to hide from him during the day.
This is a fair point. Perhaps one of us should attempt to incapacitate said sentry then? Is anyone good at climbing? I am reasonable.
How far away is he?
Who?
The sentry.
On the roof.
It's a 2-story building, but a little bit of a stretchier building than others, because it's got some serious storage to it. So probably, I mean, an easy 20 feet. You could
from the base, yeah.
From the base, yeah.
And from the boat, so I can get an idea of the size of this island.
From the boat, that's
vague.
That's much more than 20 feet. What? Like if it was daytime, you could shoot him with your bow from here.
Yeah.
Because nighttime, you could try. It would be a pretty hard shot.
He's got a torch, but yeah.
It's one of those things. You know where he is, but even then, it's yeah, exactly. But no, it's not very far into the island at all. You don't have very far to sneak, and pretty much most everyone is heading off to bed in one way or another.
So with my experience with these sorts of things is we tend to generate a plan, and then everything goes to shit. So I say we just go and wing it, play it by ear,
With our lucky friend here, I feel like that we might be pleasantly surprised.
Quite. So, if we are striking while the iron is hot, as it were, which of us are most confident in their ability to sneak, and which most need the help? I am reasonably confident myself.
I've done it before.
Don't want to blow my own horn, but pretty good at most things. Yeah.
Reasonable. So, Gil'win, you seemed less certain of yourself?
Yeah, I don't do climbing very well.
Well, yeah, I presume you can leave the climbing up to myself, up to myself at the very least. These claws rather aid in such matters. But yes, and Knight draws a card from the deck and holds it in front of himself, closes his eyes, and says, "Lady Luck, may the eyes be diverted from this soul." And the card glows slightly purple, and he just reaches across and like tucks it like in a pocket or Gil's shirt or whatever he's seeing.
Gil'win's wearing his fluffy Yeti fur coat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of pockets in it because it was made by a gnome, and they value pockets.
So I am giving Gil'win Blessing of the Trickster, and then I am going to enhance ability at 3rd level for Cat's Grace on myself and Indira, because I have no idea what Indira's stealth is like. So that's 3 of us have advantage
Not
in
great.
stealth.
Also,
I have like 1 stealth ability.
Yeah. That's awesome. Also, heading out, Indira, are you going to be wearing your armor that gives you disadvantage on stealth, which is being counted out by Cat's Grace?
Yes.
Cool. So, if all of you are sneaking off into the night, why don't you all give me stealth rolls? Ian,
I was going to go straight for the climb of the building.
Well, Ian and Gil'win, you have advantage.
Don't butt me now.
Gil, you have
that's
advantage,
really good.
remember.
Yeah, sorry.
I Eric'd it.
Ye
The
Eric
first
did.
Ericing.
First Ericing. Some not. That's
Got
a worse one,
worse.
actually.
Oh boy.
When after doing this, you know, you're doing this in the captain's quarters. The captain's quarters, you can just walk out onto the top deck, and it's like one of those things. You're like, okay, let's go. You kind of turn around, and Knight is gone. Like even Vail, who was kind of getting ready, is like, holy shit, where did he...
Before we had gone, I'm so sorry. So on pirate ships, as stupid as it is, there's usually a barrel of lantern oil.
Yes.
So I would have filled several flasks.
Yeah.
those out to everybody.
I assumed you would have given everyone their explosive. Yeah, and everyone more or less carries the tinderbox, so don't worry about lining it unless under duress. Vail, when Knight disappears, you very quickly, dash off as well. You are a very accomplished rogue. You have no difficulty traveling around in this kind of area. It's a small town. The most busy place is the tavern, which is actually unfortunately across the street from this place. But it's such a distraction, you don't really have to worry. Gil'win and Indira. Indira actually knows what she's doing in stealth. Well, she looks like it anyway. She sits to the shadows. She moves quite quietly. It doesn't help that she's wearing this quite heavy-looking shell armor. That when she moves, it doesn't clank, but it just kind of scrape against itself slightly. But that kind of gives her away. And with Gil'win also not doing very well. Well, let's see if anyone sees you. Let's just have a dandy see, shall we?
Wee dandy look-see, eh?
Little look-see.
Oh, they're not blind, they see ya. Oh, they have ears.
It's literally one of those things where you don't get in trouble from the person on top of the building. None of you do. But there's one guard who's kind of sitting in front of the tavern across the street. The guards here, very similar to the guards in Tron. They actually wear these armors that are decorated with a bunch of feathers, very extravagant, and is straight up like, "You there? Who are you?" And will straight up walk up to Gil'win. And in doing so, we'll see Indira, who just doesn't get behind something in time, and will just snap his fingers and be like, "You two, what are you doing skulking about in the shadows?"
Hi, mate. I dropped.
Indira puts a hand on her cutlass and says, "We're playing hide and seek."
I could just imagine Gil'win's face. He's beginning, and he just hears that behind him, and he just rolls his
Intimidate
eyes.
Indira.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. I love it.
Two different tactics right there.
He's you could tell he was probably or there's either kids messing around or like just a drunken idiot. And then you say that and you have the cutlass and his eyes go to it. His eyes go wide under the helmet. And he's like, I guess I can't stop you just enjoying a game of hide and seek in the night, Mom. It kind of like gives you a long look like, do I know who you are? No. Okay. And he kind of like steps back, but is not like leaving you alone completely. Meanwhile, the other two of you, you easily make it to the records building. Was one of you gonna climb up?
I raise my hand.
Give me an acrobatics. We'll get back to.
If you fail this, I'm going to be annoyed.
Oh, let's do it in a second.
If I fail this, I'd be annoyed.
Yeah,
With a plus
it's
11.
It's a plus 11, right? And it's
but
just a
I
two-story.
actually have climb speed, so I
Yeah,
take
exactly.
that
Oh, yeah.
roll.
You wouldn't have to roll. You just go up it. What is your climb speed? 10?
25.
Holy
I
shit!
think? 20,
20.
sorry.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Vale. Oh, and at this point in night, you see this. You both get to the building around about the same time. You actually catch yourselves again. It's because of this sort of rainforest tropical island. You know, you're literally in the lush undergrowth. You know, big freaking plants. And Vale just like vaults it, and it's got sort of the wooden struts that kind of support some of the building. Just fucking leaps, jumps off one of those, gets onto the top. The guard up there with the torch doesn't even budge. Doesn't even. He hasn't noticed. Not even a little bit. What are you gonna do about him, Vale?
Vale creeps towards him, slowly drawing the comet blade. And as he gets closer, he turns the point towards it. And then he raises it and he clunks him over the back of the head for non-lethal damage.
Give me an attack roll.
With advantage because I'm
Oh,
stealth?
absolutely with advantage because you're stealth. Yeah. Like not even a contest.
Oh my god.
Don't. I wasn't gonna make you roll damage anyway, but
Never mind, I need to roll this now, Lee. I'm sorry.
it's a 20. You do need to roll this.
Let me do
Look
another
at how non-lethally you're going to damage this.
That's all that damage, that's it, non-lethal.
guy. Non-lethal.
His head caves in.
You just clunk him on the back of the head and he goes to sleep. Don't worry about it.
Forever.
Bard and Barbarian, what are you two doing? The guard steps back away and is intimidated. Is not going for the like, alright, you're going to fucking jail. He's just kind of like, like, clearly this is too suspicious that he's just immediately running away, right?
I'd like to Misty Step behind him and do the same.
Oh, okay. So you just, like, do you want to describe the Misty Step or me?
Go nuts.
It's literally, you kind of sidestep. And to Gil'win, who's there, she's just gone. And just reappears behind this guy. There's very little kind of fanfare to it. That's kind of a sound. Why don't you give me another intimidation roll? This time with advantage, because serious spooks. And I assume you...
No, I think she wanted to clunk him over the back of the head.
Yeah, with my great axe.
In
I'm
which
gonna
case
take
it's
my
an
great axe,
attack
like-
roll with advantage, yes.
Okay,
Sorry, my brain turned off.
that is a-okay. With
Brain's
advantage.
about to turn off.
Yep.
Nice.
You might as well roll damage just to see.
Okay.
You click the...
Oh crap! I did with advantage, but
No. Rolling damage, you click the where it says Great Axe in the chat log.
are correct.
Yeah. Cool. You get up behind this guy. You just blink behind him, clunking on the back of the head, and he just kind of is taking a nice nap. Just falls to the ground. Much less stealthily than the like, you don't even know that they're up there and they just knocked out the guard. But this guy, he just falls to the ground, his armor clatters a little bit, but it's leathers and stuff. It doesn't make all that much noise. It's one of those things
Drag
where-
him to the nearest like shrub.
I was gonna
or
say,
whatever.
you need to hitman him out of the sight. But
And then
you
I'd-
just easily.
approach Gil'win and be like, "Shall we?"
Wait, I was gonna do my drunken man loses gold on the floor and can't find it. Why did you do that?
Easier?
Yeah, but that's more fun. Okay, there's something you should know about me. Maybe maybe it's not the best time. Go on, let's go. Just stop.
She touches your face and she says, "The next one is yours."
Okay.
It's funny you say that because you sneak up to the building and with those same stealth rolls. There is actually one guard sitting by one of the entrances. This building actually has 2 entrances to the street. Literally on like a stool, there's a guard who's kind of playing solitaire against himself. It hasn't noticed you two or Knight, who also sees him, or Vail, who's on top of the building right now. He's completely oblivious. Probably gonna get fired. You know how it is.
Did you say we'd seen him?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, he'll be fired. All right.
And on that note, I'll string my bow just in case.
Okay. I mean, you are on top of the building. It makes sense. What are you guys doing?
Indira just kind of leans back on her heel and crosses her.
It is
and
Gil's.
just watches him at work. She made a promise.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what's about to happen. Watch this. He's going to murder that guy.
You can see Vale. He's like looking at Gil. He's like,
The guard is like, ho, and like shuffles his cards back into his hand and starts again.
you see like Vale from like in the distance and stuff. He's like,
It's normally so much slicker than this.
what is it?
Yeah, give me the roll. You have advantage. He doesn't know you're there.
I would like to point out what a beautiful bow this is as well.
Vale isn't using his shitty old bow anymore. This is a bow that has like golden filigree. It has like an eagle design on each tip. It's very pretty. Not very stealthy at all, but very pretty. Yeah, this this guy's like, ho ho, and just slumps and it doesn't even make all that much noise because it's just down and just falls.
I'm going to immediately search his belt for keys.
Oh, absolutely! Like not even like it's just there. This is
Take
easy enough.
them.
Take the keys. Unlock the
Enter
door.
the building.
Yeah. The records room, because this is a small island, it's really not fancy. There are clay shelves that hold scrolls of text. You know that each scroll is more likely the record of someone's death. Some people seem to have 2 scrolls, and in that case, they're tied together with a rope. It goes up to a second floor with just a ladder, but that floor above is wood, hence super burnable. Feel free to set the place on fire unless there's anything else you guys want to do.
If we've got time, I'll have a quick search for a safe or something.
Indira starts grabbing the obvious debtor scrolls. And,
They almost all would be here.
And she starts taking them upstairs.
Give me an investigation check, Knight.
I mean, while we're here, you know.
Oh, of course, right.
Woohoo!
I know where to find money.
It's actually funny that you say that, because you're going
There's no
around
money.
and you're looking around while Indira is just grabbing all the scrolls. She's been around in this culture for a long time. She knows how the debtor scrolls are scripted and is piling them up on the second floor so they can burn easier. Knight, you're going around on the bottom floor, and the ground here, it's just dirt, more or less. But actually, when you brush it aside with like the bottom of your boot, you don't want to get your sleeves dirty. You actually find a wooden trapdoor under all this dirt. And there's actually a floor to this building. It's just been covered up. And it's not locked. You can pull up the rope and open up, and down there is a chest. The chest is actually pretty fancy looking. There's a small glyph on the front of it. More of a seal, you know. It is designed into the metal work of the chest. The rest of it is wood and metal, and it's very clearly locked when you come to it.
Do I get any sense of magic off
That would be an Arcana check.
Now, here's what I
TLDR,
get from that
it's a
part.
mimic.
It's a mimic.
Say
Yeah.
goodnight tonight.
Not that you know of,
Okay.
but
I
you've never
will-
been good at that.
Yeah, well, I've never been particularly good at that, no. But I reach down. I will try and lift it out. Is it of a size I can lift out?
Not really. It isn't tied to the ground in any way. You're not strong enough to do it and climb the ladder back out.
Okay. I will poke my head out of the trap door and, like, whoever's nearest, I don't know if it's preferably Vale, because I know Gil's weak. I will... Vale, come over here. I have found what appears to be a stash.
Vale's like on top of the building and he's looking down as like he hears his name being called quietly, and he begins like giving you a finger when you're like cutting, then you like end with stash and he's like,
And you drop down and see him. Fail. It's a locked chest. A locked fancy chest.
Either we can attempt to remove it now, or I don't know if you have any skill in opening doors that should not be opened.
Give me that sleight of hand.
Bear in mind,
Thieves'
you
tools,
still
sorry.
have... Oh, no, you didn't get Cat's Grace. Don't mind me.
He's the rogue.
Yeah.
This is actually a great show-off moment for you, Vale, because literally you pull it out. This is effortless. It's one of those things where you're a level 5 party. This is a small island. There's not enough guards to cause you any real trouble. You don't want a lock designed to keep out people who are this fucking talented. You mess around with it for a little bit, pop the lock, easy, put it aside, and
Night applauds slightly. Silent applause.
yeah, like
he's very quiet because
Yeah, looking very... He's very much...
and when you open it, you actually see a sword in a sheath, a note, and small packages of gold.
contrary to what you might believe, Vale's going to reach down and pick up the note.
The note
Knight picked up the
says,
sword.
the blade of the Zanyu line is too valuable to be kept at my hip any longer. I am keeping it aside for safe keeping. Do not... when you are ready, my son, you may take it for yourself.
Well, Gil'win doesn't need to see this.
Ah, you are. Yes, okay. That is entirely reasonable. So, how much gold is in there? I'll start counting it, and...
It is... You know what? Let me roll on the treasure table real quick.
Woo-wee!
I was going to just give you a number, but why not have some more fun? Just have to find it.
I'll probably just be watching Indira, just gather up the...
Yeah, exactly, and helping once you recognize what you need to get.
Eventually, I'm just like, well, and like, I just stay at the top of the ladder and have you pass them up to me, you know?
Yeah.
Which takes a long time because Gil'win's like,
It's actually pretty fucking impressive. When you count up all the packages of gold and they're kept separately, it is actually 1,000 gold in that chest.
Okay,
Damn.
I'm gonna say right now, everyone add 250. I will roleplay
Yeah,
splitting it later.
we'll split it up
exactly.
later. Just add
Yeah.
250 now. It's much.
Yeah, and is the sword a long sword or?
It looks like it is a rapier, but it's the kind of rapier that's like, you know, a thin-bladed sword instead of a fencing blade. You know,
I need that would be very useful if that's a good
it's in
blade.
a sheath that is very fancy, painted blue, with all sorts of very
Oh, yeah.
the
Keep
similar
talking,
designs in Tron are very much blue with golden waves and things. It's very much a Tronian design to the sword sheath.
This is
I am going to-
Zanmu.
Zanyu.
Zanyu. Blade. What was it? Blade of Zanyu or what?
Family blade,
It's
something like that.
Zanyu family blade. Yeah,
Zanyu family blade.
I just call it Zanyu blade.
Yeah.
Okay.
My pen ran out of
I'm
ink,
going
and I'm sad about
to.
it.
I want to keep it at least somewhat hidden. Like I'll put it like in my bag, probably sticking out a bit, but so
Yeah.
that it's not like obvious.
I gotcha.
And then, well, shall we finish Indira's task then? Go back up the ladder and can start assisting her properly.
Next thing to do is to burn the place down.
Yeah, so Indira, once she has all these scrolls piled up, she looks over and is just like, where were you two?
Oh, we found some treasure, shall we say. I'll split it with you when we get back to the boat.
I mean, I don't know why you say "shall we say." It literally, it was treasure. It was gold in the fine blade. You know, it was treasure in a buried chest. Not quite buried, nearly buried.
Can we burn this shit and get back to the boat and then?
Was it enough to cover our man's debt?
No.
Before you left, yes.
Not
Yes.
Not now we've left.
If they do indeed increase it to 1,800, not quite. But as Gil says, let's burn this place down and.
She's like uncorking her her flask and starts pouring it. And is like, pity, and then tinder, fire.
Exactly. The place starts burning very quickly as you light the lantern fuel, and you can slink off away
Take off the
back
caps,
to the ship.
dance around.
Run.
Casual larceny.
Lastly, you run back to the ship. It's one of those things where, of course, the island knows. You know, the building starts burning and people are waking up, and after a few moments, you know, a town bell starts ringing because there's a fire that needs to be put out. You can see people rushing around with torches to try and get that organized, and you can get right back on the ship, and, you know, everyone that saw you got knocked out, so...
Yeah, just knocked out.
Just knocked out.
Hoist that anchor, will ya?
Yes, we are unfamiliar around here. We would be first to be suspected, I imagine. Even if they did not see us.
Hoist the anchor,
Indira's
turn the ship.
setting sails. Yep.
Yes.
Just head off into water.
As well as like doing the rigging, he's like, heat rises, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, that is a shame.
And you know what? That's where we're going to take our break. Next up will be the last hour, because Mother's Love is now a 3-hour show, short and sweet.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
About that.
And we will. That's why I'm telling you now. We'll be
I'm too
back
cocked.
in a bit.
I can't handle that.